So this is the homepage of this presentation, and so based on the survey results and using member feedback from our current retailer program participants, we have developed the following on-demand presentation for retailers, as well as those who may be new to the industry. So after this presentation, people should be able to understand more about NFRC, why it's important for fenestration products to have the certification, explain the label and what the energy performance ratings mean, and conduct a search in the certified products directory. Just for many of you on this call, this training will seem very elementary and basic, but based on the survey results that we got, we do recognize that we need to start at the basics. So as I go through this presentation, please keep that in mind, that it's designed for people new to the industry and for them to be able to navigate through the whole presentation on their own. This, as I said earlier, this will be available on demand. However, if you're part of a member company, you can request a live presentation for your staff. And it will be customized for our members as well. And this would be also include your specific CPD information in it. We recognize that our manufacturers and program participants put a huge amount of time and money into their certification, so we want to make sure that your label is as valuable as possible. So the more that people understand it, the more valuable it becomes. And finally, before we start, we hope that everyone knows that NFRC is here as a resource to you and your customers. We are here to educate the public. So after this presentation, we will be sending you a brief survey. So please take a minute. We would love your feedback to know how we can improve this presentation and then get ideas of how we can add new topics or presentations in the future. So starting from this point, this is a presentation. So I will go ahead again. If you have any questions, just pop them in the question box and we will answer them as we go. So who is NFRC? NFRC is a nonprofit 501c3 organization. We're an independent third-party entity who has no stake in testing outcomes, and we are a trusted source of energy efficiency ratings that's relied on by Energy Star and Energy Code compliance. And we also want to mention what is an NFRC. There is a lot of confusion about what we do and don't do. So just want to clarify that NFRC does not sell, service, or recommend products or endorse manufacturers. NFRC provides objective energy performance ratings so that customers can make more informed decisions. We do not install, guarantee the performance of improperly installed NFRC certified windows, doors, and products. We do not service warranties, provide rebates or tax incentives, and we do not establish or enforce building codes. And then just a little bit on why we were founded. So with the guidance of those in the industry, we were founded as a way to combat inconsistencies in testing and reporting. The inconsistencies were confusing and misleading to the buying public. So through NFRC's programs, the following standards have been implemented and are maintained by NFRC members. Laboratories are accredited, ensuring that all testing is conducted in the same manner. Standard testing methods, product sizes, and testing conditions are specified. The information on the NFRC Energy Performance Label that is displayed on the product is uniform, and all testing data is entered and maintained in the CPD, which is our searchable database that allows consumers to verify what is on the label is accurate. So NFRC's mission is that we are committed to advancing continuous improvement of windows, doors, and skylights, contributing to making buildings more comfortable and energy efficient. And our vision is that we empower people to create better buildings, increasing public awareness of energy efficiency and environmental responsibility, thereby enriching the wellness of those who choose NFRC certified fenestration products. So what makes NFRC a third-party and independent certification? First of all, manufacturers cannot test their own products. All products must be tested through the laboratory accreditation program. When laboratories choose to become accredited, they are agreeing to comply to guidelines as well as day-to-day operations by the accreditation program. So currently we have 11 NFRC accredited laboratories, 23 accredited simulation laboratories, and 167 certified simulators. And we have inspection agencies. We refer to them as IAs. IAs are the independent reviewer of laboratory simulation and test reports for manufacturers. IAs also perform in-plant inspections and are responsible for what goes on the product's NFRC label. And right now we have 4 IAs. And manufacturers. Manufacturers participate in this program voluntarily. It's important to mention that because they are not required to have their products certified through NFRC. Over 700 manufacturers do participate to assure customers that the energy performance ratings on the NFRC label are fair, accurate, and credible. These manufacturers at the same time can also trust that their competitors are being tested and reported on in the same way and under the same set of rules. And then finally, it's important to talk about our NFRC members. Membership, again, is a voluntary program that is comprised of manufacturers, laboratories, and other industry organizations that are all committed to making and keeping NFRC's ratings fair, accurate, and credible. Our members work together throughout the year to make sure that the standards and procedures remain current with evolving technologies and developments in the industry. Right now we have around 300 members. So now we're going to talk about the NFRC label, just so that everyone is aware that windows, doors, and skylights are not considered NFRC certified unless they have the temporary label on them at the time of purchase. And that they also will have a permanent label that remains on the product for life. Before moving on to the details of the label, we just want to show you a brief video that was designed for consumers that helps explain NFRC and the benefits of having the certification.
Say you're in the market for new windows, doors, or skylights, but you don't know what to look for. What separates one product from another? Which one is best for you? Well, that's where NFRC comes in as a homeowner advocate with fair, accurate, and credible ratings. NFRC is a nonprofit that serves the public by providing objective, independent ratings so you can choose the best product for you. It's more than just a certification. The NFRC label contains useful information to help you decide. Things that help you stay comfortable, like how well it insulates heat, stays cool in the summer, keeps out drafts and air leaks, and how much daylight can enter. For example, if you live in a colder climate, you want windows with a low U factor to stay warm. For warmer climates, you're better served by low solar heat gain to stay cool. And all climates should have an air leakage rating of less than 0.3 to keep unwanted air out. Another thing to consider is managing condensation to keep out mold and stay healthy. Our rating system is completely independent and covers a wide range of products and manufacturers. In fact, our ratings are used to certify the performance of Energy Star residential windows, doors, and skylights. It's more than just a label. Our testing and rating system gives you transparency, context, and peace of mind to know you're making the right choice for you. We know there are a lot of options out there. That's why NFRC is here to keep you informed so you can stay comfortable while saving energy. NFRC, fair, accurate, and credible. Learn more about our energy performance rating system and how it could help you at nfrc.org.
So this video is linked at the end of the presentation, and it's also available on our YouTube channel for you to use as a resource. So now I'm going to go into and we're going to look at the temporary label, the information on it, and how you can use it. The temporary paper label is generally affixed to the interior glazing surface of a product and explains the energy performance of a product, including U factor, solar heat gain coefficient, and visible transmittance. If the temporary label is missing, the product is considered not certified, even if it is authorized for certification. Temporary labels cannot be emailed, faxed, or sent separately from the window. If they are missing, the manufacturer may be required to perform on-site labeling. or if the product's glazing option can be accurately identified, they can provide a fenestration manufacturer certificate. So here is a sample of the NFRC label, and I'm just going to go through the different parts. First, we'll start at the top part of the label, which has the NFRC logo in the left-hand corner. It will be on every label and always appear in the same spot. It's also a registered trademark, so that's one way to make sure that it's an authentic label. It will have that trademark label on it. On the next part, you'll see the manufacturer's name on the label. And right under that, it will have the manufacturer and product information, including the frame type, product type, and glazing type. And then also on the top part of the label is the full CPD number. And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but you can use this information to conduct a search in the Certified Products Directory. So the second half of the label, or the bottom of the label, is where the energy performance ratings will be, and that includes the U factor, solar heat gain coefficient, visible transmittance, and air leakage. So the first rating that we have is U factor, and this is a measurement of how well a product keeps heat from escaping from inside the building during cold months. The range for U factor is 0.2 to 1.2, with lower being the better performing. And solar heat gain coefficient measures how well a product keeps heat outside from entering a building during warm or hot months. The range for this is also 0.2 to 1.2, again with lower being the better performing. And visible transmittance measures how well a product allows natural daylight into the home, which could potentially save money on artificial lighting during the day. The higher the number, the more natural light comes in, and that ranges from 0 to 1. And then air leakage is that rating informs the consumer on how much air will enter a room through a product. The NFRC label only reports on products that measure less than or equal to 0.3. Although it is an optional rating for NFRC, it is required for Energy Star products. So as we mentioned earlier, there's also a permanent label, and that's what you'll see on the right-hand side. The permanent label can be found along the side jambs at the top of the header, at the bottom of the sill, or between the panes of glass on the spacer of the product. It can be an adhesive label, a tab included alongside other information, marks, or etchings. The NFRC's identification codes are typically found on the right-hand side. So on this label, for example, the XYZ would be the NFRC identification code. The permanent label does not display energy performance information. However, it does have information that can help NFRC identify who the manufacturer is. We get a lot of calls from consumers who are asking for help identifying or figuring out who the manufacturer is. So this label is particularly important for us to be able to help consumers with that. So this next section looks at our infographic. This image is our two-sided infographic. It's about the size of a postcard, and it was designed to help quickly explain the ratings on the label. One thing I want to point out, so where you see our NFRC logo on the bottom, if you are a member, we are happy to co-brand this for you. So your logo would be right next to the NFRC logo. So this is something you can easily hand a consumer for them to look at to understand what the different ratings mean. And then on the back of the card, we have a little bit of information about Energy Star. Energy Star program, the Energy Star program is administered by the EPA, and it determines a set minimum required ratings for products in 4 set climate zones. NFRC administers the only EPA-approved independent certification program for manufacturers to have their products Energy Star certified. The reason we wanted to include this map with all of the climate zones and the requirements on the back is to help give the ratings on the front of the card a little bit of context to help people know what they're looking for compared to what's on the front. So this next section is going to go over how you can use the certified products directory. We recognize that the CPD can be overwhelming. We do have over 100,000 certified products. However, if used correctly, it can be a valuable tool to help you compare product ratings as well as confirm a product rating. So because of the number of product lines, it can be overwhelming, but using certain methods, you're able to demonstrate to a consumer or confirm the thermal performance of a product. It is open to the public and you can access it here. We have a quick video that we're going to show that's going to go over the 3 primary ways to do a search in the CPD, and that is by manufacturer, using this full CPD number, and a general product type search. This brief video is going to go through different examples of how to search using the NFRC Certified Products Directory. The easiest way to access the CPD is to navigate to nfrc.org. Right from the home page, you'll notice at the top, Certified Products Directory. And clicking on that will bring you to this landing page where you can click on Search Directory. Once you click on that, it will open up the Certified Products Directory in a separate window. This is where all of your searches will start for any of the search methods. So for this webinar, we're going to go over 3 different methods of searching: by manufacturer, by product type, and by the Certified Products Directory number. So the first one we're going to do is searching by manufacturer. So from the home page, you are going to start by clicking on the product type. So for this search, I'm going to click window. And then once you get to the second page, you have the option to search by window type or by manufacturer. So you'll click search by manufacturer, and that will bring up the next window where you can select which manufacturer you want to search for. This will bring up only active manufacturers in the Certified Products Directory. So if someone is listed here, it means that they have certified products. So I'm going to select first class vinyl window, and then this next field will populate with the window types that they currently have available. If you need a reminder of the window types, you can click here and this window will pop up separately so you can easily refer to that. So I'm just going to select a fixed 4-sided product type, and then you can either click Find Product Lines, or you can add additional performance criteria. So for this search right now, we're only going to fill out those required fields, and I'm going to search Find Product Lines. This is what a search will bring up. It'll bring up any of the product lines that match the product type. And then when you click on the product line, it will bring up all of the specific product options that, if you notice, have their CPD number. And that's the number that you will find on the label. And for all the searches, I do want to point out that you can export to Excel. So you can export your search results. So now, just to start a new search, all you have to do is at the top of the page, click New Search. And that will bring you back to that home page of the CPD. So next, we're going to search by product type, which is probably the obvious choice, but you click on the product type you want to search for. So we're going to click on Window. And then this next page, instead of Search by Manufacturer, you're going to click on Search by Window Type. The first field is Window Type. And again, if you need a reminder of the different window types, or you want to demonstrate to a consumer all of the different window types, you can click on that link right here and it'll pull this up for you. So you select your window type. I'm going to select the casement double vent, and then it will populate in the next field with all the manufacturers that have a product that match the type. So you click on a manufacturer, you can add them, and they'll be in your search, and you can search for up to 3 manufacturers at once. So once you have your 3 manufacturers, you click on Find Product Lines. And then the next page will bring up all of the product lines that those manufacturers have that meet those product type requirements. So you can click on their product line, and again, it will bring you to the same page that it did for the last search with that manufacturer specific CPD number. This search is particularly helpful for comparing products from different manufacturers. So finally, we're going to do a new search. So I'm going to click to go back to the home page. And now we're going to search by a certified products directory number. For this search, you do need the full CPD number that's on the temporary label of a product. So it's under alternate search methods, and you're going to search by CPD number. So for this method, you only need that. And once you have that for your search, all you do is click Find Products, and it will bring up that specific product. And this search method is particularly helpful for demonstrating to a consumer that the numbers on the label are not made up by you or the manufacturer, but are pulled directly from the certified products directory, and that the ratings on the label were gotten through a third-party certification. So, and then again, anytime you want to do a new search, all you do is navigate back to that home page of the CPD. So those are the three types of searches I'm going to walk you through today. Like I said earlier, please don't hesitate to call us at NFRC. We are more than happy to help walk you through a search or help you get the information that you're looking for. So those three search methods are probably the best ones to use or start using. But while you are taking the self-guided course, we do have those three search methods broken down below that you can go through step by step. Not going to walk you through them right now, but they are there if you're going through this at on your own time. So finally, we do want to mention code NFRC and code compliance. We want to emphasize, like we said earlier, that we do not set any code requirements, and by all means, we are not code experts. However, we do recognize that NFRC ratings are an important piece of the puzzle, so we do want to mention a few things in this presentation and leave you with a few resources. So as the sole organization that is recognized for certified energy performance ratings in the US, the NFRC ratings and the labels can be what you need to meet required code compliance. So to find local codes, we have this linked right here for you. You can go right to that page. Additionally, some areas or regions offer incentives for energy performance upgrades, including improvements in windows, doors, and skylights. For example, some utilities offer rebates for products that meet local code energy efficiency requirements. The NFRC label can be proof of meeting those requirements. So if you want to know if there's any incentives available in your area, follow the link that's here, and it'll also be listed at the bottom of the presentation. So the last thing about codes is briefly going to touch on prescriptive versus performance compliance. Prescriptive compliance, with this route to compliance, you are told what ratings you have to meet code. And then performance compliance is, with this route, there's more flexibility for the ratings for each component of the building. So you can meet code this way through several different avenues based on collective performance. So you can use the NFRC ratings for both methods. They're just two different ways. So finally, before we wrap up, just want to go over a few resources that we have made available. The first one is the Efficient Windows Collaborative, and I do want to mention that just for a few minutes. Earlier this year, the EWC became part of NFRC, and we're really excited about the opportunity to share all the great information on this site with you. The site, along with the Windows selection tool, is being updated and upgraded. However, the information in there right now is still available and still really valuable. So it's a great resource for you and your customers. And then we've linked the infographic, which we showed earlier, the Certified Products Directory, the NFRC consumer video, the window and door types, and local code information, along with any energy efficiency incentives. So that wraps up our presentation. Thank you for taking the introduction to NFRC. And if you have any questions or would like more information, please visit our retailer program webpage. So I think right now we're going to open it up to see if we have any questions that haven't been answered.
We did get one question, and I can read it, and it said, the question was, are CPD numbers searchable if the member manufacturer is no longer maintains certification for that particular CPD number? And the answer to that is that only current CPD numbers are searchable. Older products that have expired or are otherwise designated as not current are not searchable by the public. NFRC has access to this data. It's archived, but there is a fee involved with getting that information. So if you do have a question about it and it is an archived product, we can get it, but there's a fee with that.
And just to add, just one other thing to add, if the full CPD number, but we can, if someone has just looking for, has that permanent label with just the manufacturer code, we are able to identify a manufacturer's name even if they're no longer active. It's just we can't pull up the full CPD number.
Okay, and then there's another question here. How can I get copies of the retailer program infographic with my company logo on it?
Yep, so all you have to do, the retailer page that's linked at the end of the presentation, if you click on that, it'll bring you right to the retailer page where you can order the infographic, window clings, and request a company training. Or you can also request a sample packet that has one of each in it. So that's all on that retailer page.
Okay, and then I guess you sort of just answered this, but what do I need to do or to have this training provided for my sales team, and is there a fee for it? That's a good question.
Yep, so same page that you would go to, and there is a form for that. Right now, it's only available to members. In the future, it may be available to non-members for a fee, but right now it is a member benefit.
Okay, that's it. I don't see any other questions.
All right. Well, thank you again, everyone. And we will be sending out a brief survey. It's only about 4 questions, so we'd love your feedback. And have a great rest of your day.